Joe, put your left on me.
What? And hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Kyle the Pug Sports Review Show, where we talk about the hottest sports topics in the sports world. Whether it's professional, collegiate, high school, stuff like that. We bring it to you first on this YouTube channel. So again, welcome to Kyle the Pug Sports Review Show. And of course, I'm Kyle the Pug, aka Kyle Lodi, the host of the most of the man with the plan. And this is our first December show. I can't even believe it's already December in the year 2016. Seems like this year's really gone by really fast. But anyways, guys, let's start up the show. Now, I have with me is, of course, an individual who is trying to get in the Christmas spirit, but has too much of an ego to figure out that, of course, that he tries to care about himself and not others. It's Cowboy Nick.
Yeah, Cowboy Nick, and I care for all of you folks out there, especially you folks down in Tennessee right now that
No, he doesn't care.
Walking fire, I'm telling you, having to get out with barely the clothes that you have on your back. So I'm always praying for them, and I'm hoping you guys we'll get there. That fire will go out, and you'll be able to have a great Christmas and enjoy the joys and greatness of Christmas, and have a big Christmas meal and get all you kids get lots of gifts, and we all know Kyle's gonna get coal in his stocking, so it's all good. So.
Well, let's just say he is totally faking what he just said right now, ladies and gentlemen. This is Cowboy Nick trying to say that he cares, and again, he's proving that he's really another person on the inside, wishing for death upon others and things of that nature, and that's a big no-no. So,
the only person to project that upon is him, but that's beside the point.
Well, again, you still have a dilemma to figure out in your head. But anyways, guys, let's get on with today's show. For today's show, of course, we have probably the same as before, with of course the Week 13 picks for both, same as all Fridays until the football season ends. We have the Week 13 picks we're going to get to here. And, of course, we got Hockeytown, of course, which Cowboy Nick will talk about the hottest hockey topics in hockey, and, of course, the AHL, ECHL, AHL, stuff like that.
Yeah, but, and don't forget the Joe McKnight topic.
We are actually, okay, yes, thank you for spoiling that. As let's see, Cowboy Nick spoils everything for you guys. That's what we call a spoiler shark. So, anyways, guys, we are going to get to a really sad story here that happened last night, and Joe McKnight was a former USC Trojans running back and a New York Jets running back also, was shot to death in an apparent road rage incident outside New Orleans on Thursday. So, and this was approximately like 2:43 p.m., probably like around Eastern time, somewhere around there. They received a call of a shooting that occurred over here at Holmes Boulevard and Burum Highway in Tarrytown. And the officers arrived on the scene and immediately began giving CPR to an individual who was shot and lying on the ground, with EMS and others assisting at this location. And the individual who was shot and ultimately expired has been identified as Joe McKnight. So, really sad story. And, of course, in fact, the suspect behind all this was, of course, Ronald Gasser, who was 54 years old as I'm reading this right now. He stayed on the scene and surrendered his weapon to the authorities, and he was taken into custody and questioned before being released overnight. And this was, of course, by Sheriff spokesman Colonel John Fortano. So, and this is what he said about the whole thing, and I quote, he said that Mr. Gasser did in fact shoot Mr. McKnight. We will be releasing details as we go through these interviews with these witnesses, and Mr. McKnight did not have any guns in his possession, unquote. So, your thoughts on this shocking and saddened death of Joe McKnight, which is really awful.
Well, this took place in Louisiana. This seems to me one of those good old-fashioned, what we call down in the southern states as what you call a homage, which is a shooting known for someone who has a grudge against another person, and like, this person has this person has that, and they go a little too far, and it turns out to be something like this. It's a shame to lose such a good person like Joe McKnight. It's a very great tragedy, especially around this time of year when everyone's getting into that Christmas spirit and getting into all that of being around Heavenly Father and being with their families and all that stuff, and it's just a hard thing to have. But a lot of times you get these grudge killings because this guy's family has this, his family.
All right, well, let me stop you right there for a second. So speaking of grudge kills, and this is what Norman said. He said that he did not know where the incident started, but noted that McKnight was standing outside his vehicle where he was shot. Norman did not release any details on the number of times McKnight was shot, saying the coroner's office would do so. So the sheriff said no gun was found outside the vehicle either, but did not search the cars and won't do so until a search warrant has been obtained. And basically, the news of Joe McKnight's death quickly spread around through the sports world. And Reggie Bush, I'm going to read some Twitter quotes right here from a few people, and one's from Reggie Bush, and it says, "R.I.P. my brother Joe McKnight. This one hurts pretty bad." And Pete Carroll also said, "Deeply saddened by the loss of Joe McKnight. This is a terrible tragedy. Everyone loved Joe, and we are really going to miss him," unquote. So these are, of course, the two USC guys. Okay, well, hold on. I'm going to get to that, and this is why I'm saying this, because these are two USC guys who, obviously, Pete Carroll was the coach at USC. He coached Joe McKnight, along with, of course, Reggie Bush as well. And I think Joe McKnight was a freshman, when Reggie Bush was around the senior. I'm not sure exactly, but somewhere around that line. So Antonio Cromartie also said that, "Just got a message saying that my former teammate Joe McKnight was killed today. This hurt to the heart, and I can't stop crying. # rest in peace." So these are just like a few of those Twitter comments. Not going to read all of them, but some of them. I mean, you definitely got to you definitely got to see what they're feeling on the inside too, and it kind of makes us want to cry with them also.
Oh yeah, but especially when you have a teammate telling his other teammate to rest in peace. To me, that's just that right there. It's a good message, but I don't like the rest in peace part. If it was me, I would have said, I hope there is some peace within the family, because just to say someone rest in peace, that's kind of like me saying. That's kind of like me going into Kyle's house, hitting him with a bat, and saying.
Well, not like that. I mean, obviously, I don't mind the rest in peace part, because obviously, when you lose someone, that's basically common. It's normal.
Yeah, but if you get what I'm saying, he could have did it a little differently. If you get what I'm saying.
Well, you have a weird way of thinking about things, but so McKnight. Hold on. Well, let me get to something here. So McKnight totaled 2,755 yards from scrimmage and 15 touchdowns while with the Trojans, and he finished his career with 2,213 career rushing yards and 16th all-time in the school. And he did not play in the final game of the 2009 season, the Emerald Bowl, as USC investigated him for allegedly receiving improper benefits. So he eventually left for school in the NFL draft, but the Jets took him in a 4th-round pick in 2010. He spent 3 seasons in New York, amassing 1 start in 39 games and totaling of 502 yards rushing and 177 yards receiving. He was one of the NFL's top kick returners in 2011 and 2012, averaging 29.4 yards per return over that span. So that's almost 29.5 yards. So basically, but McKnight, he landed in the doghouse and in a turbulent training camp in a 2013 scandal. He flunked the team's conditioning test, blaming dehydration, and he was arrested in New Jersey on outstanding traffic violations on an off day. And he missed practice time with what the team characterized as a head injury, and McKnight called later a concussion. And he got into a war of words with a fan on Twitter session. They meet for a fight. So, but that was like a long time ago, though. So, and then he was released by the Jets in August 2013, and of course, nothing from that since then. So, and of course, McKnight is the second player to die as a result of apparent road rage incident in 2016. And New Orleans Saints defensive end Will Smith was killed in April. So, a lot of things. There was a lot of things though that happened with Joe McKnight. Obviously, I mean, he didn't have the best, off the field record, but he did what he had to do at USC. He did it. He was part of the elite squad over there with Pete Carroll. And just unfortunately to have this happen to him, though, it's just awful.
Yeah, but not only that, though, let's not forget that in January of 2014, he did sign with the Kansas City Chiefs as well. So
Well, yeah, but he didn't really do much with them since that time. So it was more of a kick returner for the Jets.
Touchdowns to both, on reception before, tearing, his ankle tendon. So, it's not. You can't say he didn't do nothing because, getting 2 touchdowns before ripping your tendons and tearing your tendons. You can't say that's not doing much.
All right, so moving on here really quick. Well, enough of the sad stories here. We are going to stay in football, but we are going to get to the NFL side of things because it's week 13 of the NFL season, and that means we get to our rapid-fire picks for the NFL. So, of course, we're going to talk about last night's game, well, briefly, and something to move on. So, okay, shut up, Nick. Don't make me hit that mute button. So, anyways, we have the Cowboys winning by 2 points against the Minnesota Vikings. Really fought hard, close game between these two. 17-15 Dallas. Dallas improves to 11-1. And the Vikings, well, their playoff chances just got dimmer and dimmer. But moving on here, of course, we're going to get to our picks. So here we go. We have a very good game over here between the Kansas City Chiefs playing against the Atlanta Falcons. Now, for this game, it's a battle of defense versus offense. Matt Ryan's in the Falcons offense versus that really good Kansas City Chiefs defense. And something's got to give here. And for this game, I would say the offense does prevail here at home. And I think the Falcons are going to win, but possibly by 2 field goals.
I agree with that. 2 field goals for the Falcons to win this one. But you can't underestimate the Chiefs for the fact that this game is going to be bloody and very violent.
All right, so moving on to our next game, we have the Detroit Lions going on the road against the New Orleans Saints. Now, of course, the Lions are coming off, a win since, Thanksgiving. They're well rested and they're ready to go. And, of course, the Saints are coming off a win against the Rams, which they scored 49 points in that game also. But for this game, I like the Lions on the road here to have the better offense. I know this is going to be a high-scoring affair. I know this for a fact because both Detroit has a better defense than, New Orleans. New Orleans defense hasn't really been that great in the past, I'd say 3-4 years for that matter. But at the end of the day, I feel like the Detroit's going to have a defensive advantage here. It's not going to be much, but the final result of this game will be a shootout. So I like the Lions to have the bigger end of the stick here by, I would say like a touchdown, maybe 10 points.
Yeah, I'm going to say that, but I'm going to also say this. I think it's going to be it's going to be one of those games where it's going to go back and forth. Because when you look at this one too, in this game, you have the players to watch for: Drew Brees, Mark Ingram, and Michael Thompson. So all 3 are New Orleans Saints players, and all 3 are high scoring and high touchdown rated players. So these are something you need to watch for.
So who are you picking this game?
So
who are you picking?
I'm going to have to go. I know it's going to probably be the Lions, but I'm going to give the Saints a shot in this one. And I'm going to say the Saints are going to win this one by a touchdown in the final minutes of the fourth.
Okay, so moving on here, we got the Rams and the Patriots, and of course, in this game is going to be at Gillette Stadium, and I feel like the Patriots are going to win by at least 17 to 20 points at home.
Yeah, I'm going to have to go with the Patriots as well. Not saying that the Rams aren't good. I'm just saying when it comes to the Patriots at home, the Patriots are one of those teams that rarely lose at home anyway. So it's one of those games you have to just say, Patriots, Rams, good luck, but the Patriots are going to probably wind up coming out. If the Rams do come out with this one, I'm going to be happy, but I'm going to say that it's the Patriots game to lose.
All right, so Denver at Jacksonville. So this game, I got to go with Denver by, a blowout. I would say 26 to 6 in this game.
Hang on a minute.
All right, so apparently Cowboy had to go do something here really quick. I don't know what his deal is, but anyways, guys, we're going to be moving on here with our next few picks. So we got to keep going here despite Cowboy Nick not being here. So we have the Houston Texans against the Green Bay Packers, and I feel like the Packers are going to win this one at home here. So I feel like, they're coming off a win against Philadelphia, and I feel like they're going to be a good team to, capitalize their offense against a Texans team that's kind of improved in the defensive spot, but it's not. I don't think it's going to be enough, though. I think the Green Bay Packers won by at least, 13 points at home.
Yeah, I'm going to have to agree with you on that one as well, and I'm going to go with the Broncos over the Jaguars. Sorry about that, folks. I had a call from one of my relatives talking about the holiday, so sorry about that.
Okay, so now moving on here, we have, of course, the Eagles that are 5-6 against the Bengals, who are 3-7-1. That's right, people, 3-7-1 here. But for this game, I like the Eagles by a field goal and a defensive stop.
I like the Eagles in this game too, but something's bothering me about this game. And you know what that is that Jeremy Hill, with his performance that's been going really well this year. And I'm going to go with this. I'm going to say this is going to be the Eagles, but it's going to be the Eagles by 2 touchdowns.
All right, okay. So moving on here, we have the Miami Dolphins going to Baltimore to play the Ravens. And as from what I'm seeing right now, I like the Dolphins to possibly pull this one out on the road by, I would say, 9 points. So that means 3 field goals.
Yeah, I like that one too, but also, I'm going to say this as well. I think that the Dolphins are going to be that team that, I can't say they're going to win, but they're going to be that team that you can't underestimate.
All right, so going on to our next game, get ready for this little slugfest right here. We have the 49ers and the Chicago Bears. Now, both teams are, they're trying to fight to get the number one, well, not the number one spot, but trying to fight for draft picks here. And this is a game for both teams that, this is going to be, I wouldn't say, a low-scoring game, but I think they'll be, in the 10 section. But I feel like San Francisco will probably pull this one out. I would say by 2 field goals, so that's 6 points. It's going to be a close one.
On this one, I'm going to go with the Chicago Bears in this one. And I'm going to say the Chicago Bears are going to win this one by 3 field goals.
All right, so moving on here to the other Bay Area team, we got Buffalo, the Bills, against the Oakland Raiders, and I feel like the Raiders are going to continue with that winning streak, and it's going to show here. So I like the Raiders here by, I would say, 13 points.
Yeah, I like the Raiders in this one as well, but I'm going to say this one, the Raiders are going to wind up winning this game, but I'm going to say this, the Bills' defense is going to be, it's going to give them some surprises, so.
Until the second half, that is. That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah,
So,
it's going to go down to that.
anyways, moving on here, we got the Giants and the Steelers, and I expect the Steelers to put up a fight here. This is going to be a closer game than most people think, and I believe that this. Well, and here's the thing, though, too. I like the Steelers with my upset pick right here. I feel like they're going to pull this one out at home, especially with their high offensive power right here. I think this is going to help them win this game.
Yeah. And it's just the fact that when you look at the Steelers, when you look at a team like the Steelers, you're looking at a team who is just.
The Giants they're doing really, really exceptional this year, but I feel like the Steelers are going to pull out the upset at home.
Yeah, you can't. I'm not doubting the Giants, but I'm just saying this that I don't know what it is. Every league I watch the Steelers, they're performing at a level that I haven't seen since the '60s. So they're getting into that old school.
All right, so we're running out of time here in this segment, so we got to rapid fire these next 4 picks. So Washington and Arizona, I like Washington by 2 field goals.
Yeah, I like Washington by I'm going to say 3. I'm going to say 3 touchdowns. I'm sorry to the Cardinals fans out there, but you can't beat the Hawk. It's just too dangerous. I'm sorry.
All right, Tampa Bay at San Diego. I like the Chargers at home here by a touchdown.
And I'm going to go with the Buccaneers. I'm going to say the Buccaneers are going to win this one with the interception. Yeah, in the last few minutes of the third.
Yeah, by the way, I feel like that game's going to be a shootout too. So, Carolina at Seattle, and of course, I like the Seahawks to win this game by, I would say, 2 touchdowns here.
Oh, yeah, Yes, I like the Seahawks by 2 touchdowns. And I also love the fact that I know in this game, and people, I've been talking, thinking about this team all these extra days and stuff, and I'm thinking to myself, you know what?
All right.
I don't know.
Well, hold on to that thought. We got one more pick to go. Sorry, I didn't mean to do that to you, but we got one more pick here, and it's Indianapolis at the New York Jets. And I feel like, the Colts will win. Closer than most people think, but by a field goal.
I'm going to go ahead and say this. I'm going to go with the Colts, but I'm going to say not by a field goal. I'm going to say by a touchdown.
All right, so that has been our Week 13 picks for the NFL. And without further ado, guys, it's time for our next and final segment called Hockeytown with Cowboy Nick. So the floor is yours, pal.
Hey, what's going on, folks? And if you folks have not heard, just last week, it has been announced that it's just been announced people are just loving this. Jonathan Ezra, the top under 24 rankings, the Nashville's Ryan Johnson and Edmonton's Leo Denis leads the charge for the league. The Young Guns in the latest edition of the under 24 rankings, plus the Ducks contain Connor McDavid. So the rankings are starting to develop. They haven't fully developed. The rankings for the top rookie of the year has not been picked yet, but it's going down to these players. And for all you folks out there who are hockey picks and everything, and you need to go out there and get these picks. Start going online. Go to the NHL website and get your picks done. Also, in other news, that the LA Kings, it has been announced that the LA Kings general manager is going to be charged at the beginning of next year's season with a felony, and he will be paying a $65,000 fine to the referee association for what happened in the opening game of the opening season of the NHL this year when the LA Kings did play the Sharks. So that's starting the system is starting to go and getting taken care of right there. But it's looking like that more punishments are to be coming to the LA Kings. And fans of the LA Kings have posted this onto some Twitter comments as well. We are sick and tired of what our team is doing, unquote. This shit needs to stop. What is going on with our city? Why are we calling ourselves the Kings when right now we feel when we feel that our team should be called the Tweeds? So fans are not happy. But anyway, in other news as well, Ryan Johnson, center for Nashville Predators. The Predators who have ran up to 8-3 and over an 8 wins, 3 loss record in their third pass in 11 games, and moved to a tie for third place with the in the Central Division. Are starting to become the team that many thought they'd be at the start of the season. Goalie Chica Ryan is a key part of that. He was just called up. From the Canadian College League. So yeah, he's doing very well. Is a key part of that. The veteran has been settled for the past month or so, but has almost impressive. Has been playing Johnson, a franchise center who is approaching his 1-year anniversary in Nashville. Yeah, he's been a part of the Nashville Predators for a year now. The 23-year-old, yes, he's 23 years old, being college 28. So, yes, the 23-year-old had just 1 goal in his first 18 games, but had scored 4 along with the 3 assists in his past 4 games, and 3 of his goals were game-winning goals. So, yes, he's scoring goals that are bringing the team to victory. So this kid, who's 23 years old, came up from the Canadian League, went into the ECHL, played for the Stockton organization, then was traded to the Predators organization, and is now and now in the professional level, and he's only 23 years old, and he started playing when, in the ECHL at the age of 17. So you look at that, that right there is a gift. That right there is crazy. Then you have Leon Distel, center for the Edmonton Oilers. Everyone knows that the captain and the NHL scoring leader, Connor McDavid is driving the Oilers bus. He has 15 points in his past 7 games, which have kept Edmonton in first place in the Pacific Division. That's also the division that the Sharks are in as well. But this team's ability to reach the playoffs for the first time since '06 will depend as much on the depth and that they're starting to shine throughout most, notably in the form of Destroyer. The big 21-year-old forward was the 3rd overall draft pick in 2014. He has 5 goals, including 4 on his power play, and 5 assists in the past 7 games. The Oilers went to a 4-2-1 during that stretch. And then from our league, from Stockton's organization league, he played here 6 months ago. Dewey Hamilton, a defenseman who plays now with Calgary. He is we rarely try of Calgary for the Calgary Flames president Brian Burke said when he gets a B in his bonnet, and this week the bees buzzing around Burke and the Flames were tried rumors involving Hamilton, a 23-year-old defensive mid who has struggled at times to find his way since coming to Calgary from the Boston Bruins in a much hardly 2015 draft weekend trade. Yes, that's correct. He was traded from them back to us, and then back to the Bruins, and then back to Calgary in 2015. So it's like he's been thrown around crazily. It said more or less that unless some team is coming to their table with 20 first-round picks, the Flames are not interested in moving Hamilton. Credit Hamilton, however, with pushing all of this onto the side of as he collected 6 assists in his past 8 games, including a 3rd assist performance against the Detroit Red Wings. The former 9th overall draft pick and the 2011 has averaged north of 20 minutes and a night of ice team in 6 of his past 7 games as he and the Flames tried to claw back into the playoff decisions in the Pacific Division after a miserable start to the season. So as it's going right now, as we're looking at it right now, these rookie players that we are seeing right now these are the candidates for the rookie of the year. These are the top candidates for the rookie of the year. It is not known whether or not these players are going to get that spot. But for these players and their performances, I would say one of them is going to have it. And do not forget for tonight to take a look at the 2 games that are going to be tonight. If you have a chance to watch them or go to them, please take a look. These games that you were to see tonight will be, in fact, the Wild will be going to Calgary to face off against the Flames, and the Canadians will be coming into San Jose to face off against the Sharks. So it's going to be one of those interesting games. Last night we had 12 games, which people are still saying that they're crying about as the Bruins went to second overtime to beat the Hurricanes 2-1. The Sabres beat out the Rangers 4-3, and the Penguins winning 6-2 against the Dallas Stars. The Islanders beating out the Washington Capitals 3-0. The Flyers winning in overtime against the Senators 3-2. The Panthers winning against the Red Wings 2-1. The Tampa Bay Lightning losing to the St. Louis Blues by 1 point. The Oilers winning over the Edmonton Oilers winning over Winnipeg Jets 6-3. And everyone's talking about the Oilers as they are looking like, even though we still have a long way to go, looking like a team that could be a possible playoff candidate. The Devils losing to the Blackhawks 4-3. The Blue Jackets winning against the Avalanche 3-2. The LA Kings winning against the Coyotes 4-3. People are still angry at the Kings and saying that the Kings deserve more punishment. The Ducks winning against the Canucks 3-1 in those games last night. So as it looks and as we're seeing right now, the hockey season is going really great. It's getting closer and closer to more victory games, and you're looking at some great stuff. But like I said, don't forget to enjoy watching the Sharks tonight. It will not be televised on TV, so you're gonna have to go to the Shark Tank to take a look at these games. But it is looking like it is going to be a great game tonight.
Actually, that's where you're wrong. The Sharks game will be on TV, CSN, Bay Area, and Comcast Sportsnet, California. So there you go, guys. Yeah. So Cowboy Nick was wrong on that one. So.
But as I'm saying, that is all for today. And yeah, go ahead and leave your comments and what you think about these rookie rankings that are building up right now. Kyle, too. Go ahead, leave your comments on what you think about these rookies.
All right, well, we are out of time here on today's show, and I just want to say that thank you guys so much for enjoying the show. And if you guys did enjoy the show, please drop a like. Don't forget to sub if you're new to my channel. Definitely helps my channel grow. And once you hit that subscription button, there will be a bell notification so that way you can stay up to date with new videos and live streams. You might want to do live stream on something. So yeah, just stay up to date with those things. You guys know what I'm talking about. But anyways, guys, I'm Kyle the Pug, and for Cowboy Nick.
Cowboy Nick, Merry Christmas!
Okay, and yeah, it's not Christmas yet, but we're getting there soon. And I'm Kyle the Pug, and I will see you guys on Wednesday for the next episode. So have a good day, and as always, stay safe. Peace!
You've been out all night, I don't know where you've been. You're slurring all your words, not making any sense. But I don't fucking care at all, 'cause I have hella feelings for you.